Well, today I've got a very special announcement. I am announcing a new series from Triforce Times, and that is Zelda Game Club. The objective of this series is to play Zelda games together so we can share our experiences of the games, whether they be classic games, ones that you've never played before, or you're replaying them again for the 5th time. Yeah, much like a book club, we can play through the games separately and then come back together. You send in your comments, your experiences and things you enjoyed, and also things you wanted to improve. Then we can discuss all that with each other via the YouTube comments. I'm going to be starting early on from the Zelda games and working my way right through to the modern day with all the major Legend of Zelda releases. You know, as a Zelda fan, I often get excited about new releases or recent games like Breath of the Wild 1 and also the upcoming Breath of the Wild 2. However, I'd like to go back to where it all started for me by playing through all of the early Zelda games to appreciate the game design elements that go into the Legend of Zelda. So I want to experience that series all over again, so I'd really like this to be a community feature for Triforce Times, so I'm absolutely gonna need your help. So to kick off the Zelda Game Club, I've selected Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Well, here's how the Game Club is going to work. So get yourself a copy of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. The easiest way is probably buy Nintendo Switch Online, or you may have the original NES version. Either way, get yourself a copy of the game to play. Well, over the next 2 weeks, we're going to play through the game together. I want to check in during the middle, because the game is about 11 hours long, so we don't have to play the whole game in a week, for example. So as we play through the other Zelda games together, there may be more parts to the video series. However, with this first Zelda Game Club, I'm thinking Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, that could be split into 2 parts. We'll play through the game until you get to the end of Island Palace, after you've cleared Western Hyrule and beaten Rebernack. When you get to that point, stop playing and wait for part 2. So you can add your comments to this video. You know, what do you like about The Adventure of Link? What don't you like? Which characters did you meet? Which items did you pick up? So it'd be great if you could go into as much detail as possible, and then we can have a full discussion on the next episode. You know, ideally, get your comments to me on this video by Sunday, the 31st of July 2022, and that's when I'm going to be putting together the Zelda 2 Adventure of Link Part 1 video. I'd love to include as many comments and questions and your stories as possible from the Triforce Times community. Well then, next up, I'm going to post the Legend of Zelda 2 The Adventure of Link Part 1 in a week from now, so that is going to be Monday, the 1st of August, and then we're going to carry on playing from there until you reach the end of the game. Then add your comments on that second video. Once again, I'll create another video on Sunday the 7th of August, wrapping up the first Zelda Game Club, focused on Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. So as well as running through our experience of the game, I'm going to run back through the development history of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, plus pick out some interesting facts that you may or may not have heard of. Now, I'm really looking forward to diving back into Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Plus, I hope you can join in and play through with me. You know, the Legend of Zelda series is absolute magic for me. I'm really excited to dive back into the series to help me form my love for video games. You know, personally, this is where it all started for me with the Legend of Zelda series. When I was a kid, my dad bought me Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link for the NES. We played it through in front of the TV together when I was a kid. Now, Zelda 2 was my first experience of The Legend of Zelda, and that started the strongest relationship possible to today, where I'm creating videos all about The Legend of Zelda, Link and Ganon every week. Well, let me know down in the comments if you've got any questions, but the TLDR is get yourself a copy of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, start playing through and stop when you get to the Island Palace, and then comment down below here on this video by the 31st of July 2022. Comment your experience, your stories, your wishes, all the NPCs, all the items. I'd love to hear what you think about Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Then what we're going to do is we're going to dive into part 2 next week, but don't worry about that bit just yet. Just focus on getting a copy of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, playing through the first half of the game this week, and then adding your comments to this video before the 31st of July 2022. You know, it would be a massive help too if you could share this video with your friends, your family, your colleagues or your kids, you know, anyone that you think would like to play through Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. I would love this to be a great interactive community feature. Now, I'm definitely not going to get this right the first time, and we're going to have to iterate through this process over time, but luckily we've got loads of Zelda games to get through. But I am super excited to play through The Legend of Zelda with you and the Triforce Times community. Well, that's all for now. Send over any questions you may have in the comments, but grab yourself a copy of Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link and start playing the Zelda Game Club today.